Kwanzaa is a sacred 7-day celebration honoring African heritage, culture, and community. Observed from December 26th to January 1st, it is guided by the Nguzo Saba, 7 principles that call us to unity, self-determination, collective responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. This Kwanzaa, we're inviting you into the conversations we've been having at TAIBU Community Health Center about what it truly means to care for one another. Today we celebrate the 3rd day of Kwanzaa, Ujima, the Kiswahili word for collective work and responsibility. Ujima means to build and maintain our community together and make our community's problems our problems, and to solve them together. For nearly 18 years, TAIBU has practiced Ujima by showing up collectively to address gaps in care, support one another's well-being, and create solutions rooted in community knowledge and accountability. Our work is guided by the belief that when we work together, we are stronger, healthier, and more resilient. Here is some of what we've been talking about.
I think one of the things we're trying to do, even like the discussion that just happened is, at least we've started the journey of really educating ourselves, being aware of these principles of collectiveness, right? So, when we say we're going to embed the principle of Ujima in our work that we want to do, that's what we're trying to do. We're saying we have a problem, it's a collective problem, and it will be our collective responsibility to find a solution to that problem. I think that's a good start that we are trying to do. And, as we are becoming aware, and then through our programs, through our engagement with communities, that is what we're going to share with them and say, this is what we want to do, how can you help us bring this collectiveness, right? In our engagement with other partners and stuff, that's what we're going to be saying, like, we are in this together and we have to solve this problem together. And maybe that is one way that we can try to bring this collectiveness. Particularly for me is like from the position I sit, right? In terms of all the strategic conversation at different tables and stuff like that, is whenever we are in front of the system, that is where it is very crucial that we have a united front in saying this is the problem we're facing and we require you to do X, Y, and Z. And sometimes, it's challenging because that's where the competition starts, right? Especially the system knows how to deal with us, right? Through conversation, they'll start dangling some resources out there, and then they disrupt that collectiveness, right? And so, I've tried in many places and saying, what? Let's not focus on the resources. Let us just continue to have a unified things. The resources we can deal with afterwards at home, right? Let's deal with it at home. Here, let's all stay together. And so I think those are the kind of things that we need to learn to do and to encourage ourselves and to support each other to be able to do that, so that knowing that we only have, one system to confront, right? And that should always be our common agenda. I may be different from you because you're from Nova Scotia, I'm from, the continent, whatever it is, from the island. But the system sees us as one.
Yes.
And we should keep as one. And then once we have confronted the system, we can come home and say, hey, I didn't like the way you talked about that thing. And then we keep it at home. So I think we have some work to do to be able to confront the system, because the system knows how to put us like apart.
Divide and conquer.
That was sort of like when we were at the that summit, and they talked about the housing summit, and that was one of the key pieces they talked about. And one of the panelists was how the system will pit us against each other. And so how do we, so the conversation was centered around access and resources for housing, and how do we come together and go to that budget process at the federal level, not as individual organizations, but as a collective to address housing for example, the Black community. And so we can come back home and have those little conversations all the time, but when we go with a united front to those, and we show that we have a united front, you know. And I think that's the challenge. How do you? Because I think the assumption is that within other cultures that they're all on the same page, but they're not. They just know how to show a united front, and then they deal with the back stuff back home and back in the back end, right?
Yeah. No, it is. You know, the question about it's not just my problem; it is our problem, right? And you were saying earlier on, like for example, you know, when we're thinking about, you know, you're talking about if my family is not well, I am not well. Right. If I'm not well, my families are not well. If I have a problem, we all have a problem. Yes. And if all have a problem, I have a problem. So that kind of a principle,
to identity and belonging, right? If I other you, if I say, no, you're that kind of person, you're over there, then your problem is not my problem. Your success is not my success. You're a competition. But if you and I are all one community, then I'm happy when you succeed, even if it means I didn't, because it means we all succeeded, right? And when you have a problem, I'm upset because that means we collectively will be affected by it. So it really is a shift from this like kind of YOLO mentality of like, you only live once, focus on yourself, don't think about anybody else.
She's very Eurocentric.
I was just thinking that myself,
And then it's almost like flipping you only live once to be like, well, if you only live once, what's the most impact you can have, right?
Nice
How can we do it better?
It's just like going back to the Yoruba proverb, like if you want to go far, you go together. Right?
Yeah.
At TAIBU, the Nguzo Saba is not symbolic. It's foundational. It guides how we deliver care, build trust, create systems that honor dignity, resilience, and collective well-being. Kwanzaa reminds us that healing is not done alone. It is done together. When you commit to $18 a month to commemorate the 18 years TAIBU has been in service, you're investing in community care, cultural preservation, and a future where our people are supported, seen, and thriving. Join us in sustaining this legacy of care. Visit www.taibuchc.ca/donation and give today. Thank you.